Hello, and welcome to This One Thing, a devotional brought to you by First Presbyterian Church of Fort Lauderdale, where we focus on the upcoming script for the upcoming Sunday from the Revised Common Lectionary, and we take one thing to share as a reflection. My name is Mona Peterson, and I am the Director of Adult Christian Education and Small Groups here at First Pres, and today I will be sharing with you text from Luke chapter 10, verses 38 through 42, with attention to the last verse. This is a text you've likely heard and preached upon many times, so my goal was to find a fresh perspective that would glean something meaningful that we can use and apply to our life and how we minister and practice our faith in our own lives. So Luke 10, 38 through 42 reads, "Now as they went on their way, he entered a certain village where a woman named Martha welcomed him into her home. She had a sister named Mary who sat at the Lord's feet and listened to what he was saying. But Martha was distracted by her many tasks, so she came to him and asked, 'Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to do all the work by myself? Tell her to help me.' But the Lord answered, 'Martha, Martha, you are worried and distracted by many things. There is need of only one thing. Mary has chosen the better part, which will not be taken away from her.'" So we all have our to-do lists, priorities that require our time and energy and resources, those things that we perceive need to be done rather than what we might rather be doing. But there are times when we choose to give in to our wants at the expense of our needs. And sometimes our wants and our needs blend so far together that it's hard to discern and choose wisely where we will invest our time, energy, and resources. We see this scenario played out when both Mary and Martha make choices based on their perceived need. So Martha mistook Mary's choice as a selfish want rather than a selfless need, which led to Martha's resentment towards her sister. But Mary understood that the gift that sitting at Jesus' feet and listening to his teachings was much more important than any household duty. They didn't know how long Jesus was going to be with them, so Martha was determined to guarantee hospitality. When Mary failed to meet her expectations, she complained to Jesus and even accused him of not caring about her feelings. While there's nothing wrong with wanting to serve, Martha ends up judging her sister's choice. Jesus gently scolds this judgment and offers that Martha take stock in what is truly and spiritually most important here. She has assumed that there would be plenty of time to spend with Jesus and expected Mary to help her in the kitchen. While her decision wasn't necessarily sinful, there were consequences to the expectations and assumptions that appeared. That can happen, and it does happen to us every day. Sometimes it's hard to know what the right decision is because there are so many to be made, and some wrong choices have serious consequences. A person might feel compelled to work late hours to ensure job security, but is that what is really going on? Is the decision based upon a desire to move up the corporate ladder, or is the overtime required just to make ends meet and provide for the family? Children can grow up with an understanding and respect for a parent who works very hard to simply provide the basics, but many times our young adults grow up with seeds of bitterness and resentment in their hearts towards parents who wanted them to, quote, have it all at the expense of quality time spent with them. There's no sin in wanting to provide the best for our family, but we do need to pause and weigh the potential and past consequences of our actions before choosing how we invest the time that we have here on this earth and to discern what is truly most important. Let us be careful not to gloss over how easily we can relate to what Jesus said to Martha We live in a fast-paced, tech-driven culture that demands our attention. There is no shortage of opportunities to exhaust ourselves under the compulsion of accomplishment or distraction. We can become so obsessed with the business of busyness that we might miss the whisper of Jesus' words to Martha, that we too are anxious and troubled about many things at the expense of what is necessary. Scripture tells us to walk in faith and trust in the Lord, in his portion in every moment, and to not be distracted or consumed by the things of this world. So whether you relate or identify more with Mary or Martha, we need to look at the big picture, view it from a spiritual perspective. Martha is not the poster child of sin, but her example serves as a reminder and a good warning of how easily we can become distracted by the things of this world at the expense of quality time with the Lord. The good news is that we can control this by looking back at the times when we have modeled Martha's behavior to perhaps guard our hearts against something and look forward to opportunities to choose time with the Lord above all else. What that looks like for each of us will be different, but the result will be the same. Time at Jesus' feet, soaking up his light and wisdom. Is there really any place you'd rather be? I'll close our time with a lyric from a contemporary worship song called Set Afire. No place I'd rather be than here in your love. I look forward to seeing you on Sunday for worship, and I thank you for spending this time with me. And remember, it's a good day for a good day. Thank you.